Hi everyone, welcome to your Friday French lesson. Today, aujourd'hui, we are going to teach you 15 phrases that you need to learn to speak French when you are traveling.
We've been taking French lessons with Babbel for the past 3 weeks, and I gotta say, I think we've done pretty good. We're learning quite a bit. We're doing the live classes, which we really love, 3 times a week. So we get to speak French for 45 minutes with a teacher, all in French, 3 times a week, which I think has really helped with not only our accents, but our vocabulary as well.
I'm feeling more French every day.
You're looking very French today.
Thank
as
you.
well.
I wore my little beret.
Yeah.
I think I bought this in France many years ago.
I think you did too. Well, it's very fitting for French Fridays.
Merci beaucoup. I know what you're thinking. Well, French isn't your first language, so why should you be teaching us? Well, Dave and I have traveled a lot to many different countries, and we know the basic phrases that you need to know in any language really to get by. So we're going to teach you the 15 that will really make a difference in your upcoming travels to any French country on earth. I'm sure most of you know bonjour. Well, that's very easy. It's just hello.
Yeah, you use that whenever you're greeting someone. If you come into a restaurant or even any establishment, you'll see everybody says bonjour. Now, this is different than salut. You may hear that as well, but salut is only used when you're greeting someone who's your friend or who you know really well.
You use bonjour up until 6 p.m. at night. And after 6 o'clock, you say bonsoir, and that is good evening.
So it's simple. You just need to know bonjour and bonsoir whenever you're greeting somebody.
And naturally, after you learn hello, you will obviously learn the next one.
Goodbye or au revoir.
Au revoir. Now, before I was learning Babbel, I always just said au revoir. And that was so wrong. It is au revoir.
Yes, you got to make sure you roll that R. It's really important.
Another phrase you will learn a lot when you are leaving an establishment is you will hear people say bonjour. But what is actually bonjour?
Bonjour means have a good day. And again, the same thing applies here with bonjour and bonsoir. You can use bonjour all the way up until 6 p.m. And then after that, you want to use bonsoirée, which is basically saying have a good evening or good evening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we forgot something very important.
Oh, oui. Quoi?
Merci.
Ah, oui.
You are going to be asking people for the check. You are going to be asking people for directions. After you are finished, you just want to say thank you. Merci. And if you want to be very appreciative, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Did you notice when I speak French, my voice goes up? Merci beaucoup.
I think that's because if French is kind of musical, right? So you go up a little bit higher, like you're kind of singing a song.
Maybe. It's my way of trying to get the accent properly. Maybe as I learn more, I will start talking more lower. But for me to get into French, I talk like this.
Yeah, me too, actually. I try to, it has a bit of a lilt to it, and that's how I tend to speak it.
Okay, what's next, Dave?
Well, we're going to move into excusez-moi, which means excuse me. And it can also be used with another word, pardon, which means sorry, which as Canadians we use a lot no matter where we are.
Yes, you can use excuse me when you're needing someone's attention. Excusez-moi, and then ask a question. Or if you're going through a crowd and you need to get through, you can say, oh, excusez-moi, pardon.
Or if you bump into somebody on the metro or something, that pardon.
That is when you use pardon. If you hit somebody by accident, pardon.
That wasn't by accident.
Pardon. So we've learned the hellos and goodbyes, and it's very polite to just ask someone how you are doing. Your waiter or a store manager will come up to you and probably ask you, how are you doing? And how do we say that, Dave?
We say ça va.
I learned how to say comment ça va, but we have learned that a lot of people in France just say ça va.
Yeah, basically what it does, ça va can be the question and the answer to that question. The way you differentiate that is that when you're asking someone how they are, ça va, you go up at the end.
And then I answer, ça va, merci.
Or you go down at the end. So basically it's the same thing but has 2 different meanings. So you've walked into the restaurant, you've said hello, you've asked them how they are, they've responded to you, and obviously you're there to get something or you want to buy something. So you will need to learn the phrase je voudrais, which means I would like.
That is the very formal way of ordering, and that is a phrase that will totally show that you are a tourist. What are some ways that you can say instead of je voudrais un café or je voudrais un croissant?
You can actually drop the je voudrais all together because it's sort of implied. You could do like un croissant, s'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît. What is s'il vous plaît?
S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît means if you please or just please.
It's s'il vous plaît.
It's still very polite, which is good. You should add that and use that quite a bit whenever you're talking to somebody.
Another thing you can say instead of je voudrais un croissant. Puis-je avoir un croissant, s'il vous plaît? May I have one croissant, s'il vous plaît? Something we have found when traveling in Europe is that if you ask for water, a lot of times they will bring you the €8 bottle of water. You don't want to do that. Water is clean and free. So when you are in a French-speaking country, in Europe especially, when you want to ask for some water, what do you say to get just the free tap water?
You say un carafe d'eau.
Un carafe d'eau. Oui.
Oui.
So that means just a pitcher of water.
So you could say, puis-je avoir un carafe d'eau, s'il vous plaît? And that would be, can I have a pitcher of water, please? And if that is a little too advanced, literally, we spent years just saying, un carafe d'eau, s'il vous plaît? Like, you don't need to say anything at the beginning. They understand what you're asking for, but it's a good phrase to have in a restaurant so you're not dinged with like an €8 bottle of water.
All right, and then once you are finished with your meal, l'addition, s'il vous plaît.
Which means the bill. Can I get the bill, please? L'addition, s'il vous plaît. You don't need to be too formal with this. Just keep it nice and laissez-faire, and they know exactly what you mean. Now, when you're going to Paris or to France, you're definitely going to be doing some shopping. So you're going to want to know how to ask, how much does that cost?
It's very easy. Combien ça coûte?
That easy enough.
And you always just with a question, up.
Yep.
Combien ça coûte?
One of the phrases I learned very first in French was to ask where the toilets are or where the bathrooms are. So how are you going to say that in French? Well, you say, où sont les toilettes? That's easy enough. Where are the toilets or where are the bathrooms?
Right. And it's sont les toilettes because it is plural, toilets. To continue on from where are the toilets, où is a very important phrase when you are traveling. Where is the train station? Où est la gare? Où est la gare?
Où est le métro?
Où est le métro? Excusez-moi, où est la boulangerie?
Oui.
Ooh, that's something you'll want.
Obviously, when you're traveling, you're probably going to end up getting lost or need some help somewhere. So you need to learn a phrase or know a phrase how you can actually ask for help. And again, it's pretty simple. What is it, Deb?
Pouvez-vous m'aider? Can you help me? It's
S'il vous plaît.
Pouvez. Can you? Pouvez-vous m'aider? You know what? We have a really long French that we can do now. Excusez-moi. Pouvez-vous m'aider, s'il vous plaît?
I think that tam is rubbing off on you. Or maybe it's a French
This is
lesson.
how you learn to speak French with the tam. And then if you really are having a hard time communicating, our go-to is this. It's very polite to ask somebody if they speak English before you start talking to someone in English.
Yes. Parlez-vous anglais? And like Deb said, it's very polite to ask that before you just launch into speaking them in English and assuming that they speak English.
If you memorize or learn these phrases, I guarantee you will find that the French are very friendly and they will talk to you. And it's quite easy. If you noticed, a lot of this just builds on each other. Learn the basics and then add a little bit more. And with these phrases, you will go a long way.
So we'll see you next week for French Fridays. And if you want to follow along with all of our progress, you can check out our French Fridays playlist, where we put all of our French Friday lessons up there, and you can see how we're progressing and how we're doing. And as well, if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell for notifications because we put up new travel videos each week and you don't want to miss one.